What materials can change their magnetic properties with a change in temperature? Yes, certain materials can change their magnetic properties depending on temperature. For example, the Curie temperature is the transition temperature at which a ferromagnetic material changes from a ferromagnetic state to a paramagnetic state or vice versa. When a magnet-like ferromagnetic material is heated above the Curie temperature, it loses its magnetic properties. The name comes from French physicist Pierre Curie, who discovered it. The Curie temperature can be changed to some extent by controlling the material that serves as the magnet. Below the Curie temperature, spontaneous magnetization occurs, while above it does not occur. This is also called the magnetic transition point 1. In conclusion, certain materials can change their magnetic properties depending on temperature under certain conditions or with certain materials. The Curie temperature is one of the phenomena that can be observed in special phenomena such as magnetism. Then, can the resistance value of a material decrease with a change in temperature? Yes, certain materials can have their resistance values reduced depending on temperature. Generally, resistance increases as temperature increases in conductors. This is because when the temperature rises, molecular motion becomes more active. As the temperature of the material increases, the movement of the atoms that make up the material becomes more active. When atomic motion becomes more active, the probability of colliding with electrons passing through the material increases, increasing the number of collisions between electrons and increasing resistance. In contrast to conductors, semiconductors and insulators tend to have lower resistance as temperature rises. This is because as temperature rises, electrons in semiconductors and insulators gain energy. Electrons that have gained energy are released from atoms and move freely to participate in electron flow. Therefore, resistance in semiconductors and insulators decreases as temperature rises 1. In conclusion, certain materials can have their resistance values reduced depending on temperature under certain conditions or with certain materials. Superconductors are one example of a material that has zero resistance below a certain temperature called the critical temperature.